Have you ever looked at your dog and wondered, what is it thinking? One day, you come home and find them obsessively licking their paws, darting out into the street for no reason, or worse, vomiting in the middle of the living room. And you panic. You feel helpless. Did I do something wrong? Haven't I been taking good enough care of them? If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. I've been a dog owner for the past 12 years. And there have been moments when I stayed up all night just because of one strange behavior from my pup. Not knowing what to do. You opened the gate but didn't close it in time. A shadow darted out, and your heart dropped. Some dogs run without looking back. Not because they don't love you, but because something inside them pulls harder than anything else. Dogs are among the most curious creatures on earth, with a sense of smell dozens of times stronger than ours. Every gust of wind, every little sound, is an irresistible invitation. A squirrel darting by, a cat meowing behind the fence, or the scent of a female in heat, any of these can trigger an unstoppable urge. But deeper than that, they may be trying to escape sadness and loneliness. When left alone too long in the yard, when they lack social interaction, when they're stressed by noise or cramped spaces, they run as a way to regain a sense of control. I once saw an old dog that would tremble at every firework and then bolt out of the house. Not because it wanted to leave, but because the fear outweighed everything else. If you've ever seen your beloved pup vomit, you know the breath-stealing anxiety that comes with it. Every time they throw up, a whirlwind of questions rushes through your mind. Did they eat something weird? Is it the weather? Or is it something serious? The truth is, vomiting in dogs can be harmless, but it can also be a red flag. Sometimes, they vomit simply because they ate too fast or swallowed something indigestible. A chicken bone, a tiny piece of a toy, or even a mouthful of grass from the yard. In those cases, they often throw up and then go right back to playing like nothing happened. But if your dog is vomiting repeatedly, especially with signs like lethargy, diarrhea, trembling, or loss of appetite, don't wait. They could be having an allergic reaction, pancreatitis, a bacterial infection, or worse. They may have ingested a toxin like rat poison, chocolate, or raisins. I once saw a tiny poodle end up hospitalized for 3 days just from eating chocolate crumbs off the floor. Don't wait until it's too late. Every unusual vomit could be a quiet alarm bell that too many people ignore. And what shocks people even more is that some dogs don't just vomit food. They eat their own feces. But why? Is it disgusting? Or is it a behavior with a deeper reason than you might think? You see it, and your heart nearly jumps out of your chest. Oh my God, what did it just eat? Was that poop? You feel disgusted, confused, maybe even embarrassed if someone else witnessed it too. Is this really how I've been raising my dog? But did you know, behind that behavior lies a maternal instinct, and a deep-rooted anxiety about their living environment. When a mother dog gives birth, she will lick and eat her puppy's feces, to keep the nest clean, avoid scents that attract predators, and protect her vulnerable newborns. And this behavior, strange as it may sound, is nature's way of teaching dogs hygiene, survival, and community care. So if your dog, even without puppies, still eats feces, it may be trying to clean up its environment because it feels unsafe or uncomfortable in its surroundings. Or more simply, it could be due to a nutritional deficiency, a lack of enzymes, missing minerals, or an imbalanced digestive system. All can drive dogs to seek out feces as an instinctive solution. You get home, not even out of your shoes yet, and there they are. Head down, obsessively licking their paws. At first, you think it's harmless. Maybe they're just grooming themselves. But then, you start to notice. They're licking one paw more than the others. To the point it's soaked. The skin's red, maybe even lightly bleeding. And your heart skips a beat. Is something wrong? Did I miss something serious? The truth is, paw licking can be a sign of many issues, both physical and emotional. Sometimes, it's as simple as stepping on something, a thorn, sharp stone, or hot pavement. But if there's no visible injury, it could be a sign of allergies, infection, or chronic dermatitis. Worse still, some dogs lick their paws out of stress. You know that nervous habit of biting your nails when you're anxious? Dogs do the same. They lick to self-soothe, to comfort themselves in a world they don't fully understand. You've just stepped through the door, haven't even sat down or said a word. Then your dog bolts toward you, and pees right on the floor. You freeze. Embarrassed, confused, maybe even a little betrayed by your four-legged baby. But hear this. It's not that your dog doesn't know where to pee, it's that the emotion was so overwhelming. Their body couldn't keep up. For dogs, peeing isn't always a mistake. When they're overly excited, especially puppies or sensitive breeds, they may urinate as a way of expressing pure joy. But sometimes, it's a sign of complete submission. In the canine world, dogs sometimes send a message that says, "I'm not a threat. I love you. You're bigger and stronger. I just want you to know. I surrender. I'm being good." That's why shy dogs, or those who've been scolded a lot, are more likely to pee when you bend down to pet them or raise your voice even slightly. So instead of blaming, try softening your approach. Offer a gentler gaze, a calmer welcome, because to them, that little puddle is a clumsy, heartfelt way of saying, "I'm so happy you're home. I love you so much." Sometimes you're just sitting there watching TV, your dog lying beside you, when suddenly, they let out a soft sigh. A gentle huff, so faint that if you weren't paying attention, you'd think you imagined it. But did you know? Dogs sigh too. And that sigh is everything they can't put into words. Some sighs are signs of contentment. After a fun walk, after a favorite meal, or simply when they know, "I'm right here with the one I love most." It's the sound of peace. It's their quiet way of telling you, "I'm okay now. Thank you for today." But some sighs come from disappointment. When they've been lying quietly, watching you eat, hoping for a little share, but getting nothing. When they see you leave for work each morning, and are left behind once again. That sigh is a silent sentence. "I waited, but maybe not today." And when you truly hear that sigh, you'll no longer see your dog as just a pet. You'll see them as a friend, a child, a soul that feels deeply and longs to be understood. You see, behind every strange behavior in a dog, it's not irrationality, but a message that, if we just pause, observe, and listen, we'll realize they're always trying to connect with us, in their own unique way. And if you've watched this far, I truly believe you're not just a dog owner. You're a true friend, someone who understands, and someone willing to go the extra mile to love them the right way. If this video has touched you, hit like to let me know you're here. And subscribe to the Dogfluence channel.